Yeah, quick turnaround. We didn't have much time to absorb it last night, but got after it this morning, talked through it. You got to adjust on the fly. This reminds me, it's funny being here. It's like a COVID. You remember the COVID year? You got to adjust on the fly. We've all been here. How many times did we have to adjust on the fly, right? Schedule, timing, but it almost has that type of feel to it. But guys are ready to go. They'll be ready, focused, and had a travel day yesterday, so got them up and off we go.
And then what's just kind of the biggest difference in this Charlotte team from the one that we saw back in November compared to how the way they're playing right now?
Well, they're healthy. Number one, they're healthy. They got their guys back and obviously playing at a high level and shot making, moving the ball. Their offense is clicking right now, so playing at a high level. They got a great spirit about them right now, so we got our hands full tonight. So great challenge for our group.
What's it like for you being back here as head coach, for the first time?
Well, great memories here. Nothing but great memories, and always flooded with texts and calls and people that meant so much to me in my time here. So it's good to be back. To see common faces and people that I enjoyed being around and that meant so much to me and my family. So it's more about that, just the wonderful part of my journey. Stopped here and had great 4 great years. So very thankful for that. And now we're on the other side. So we'll see how that feels tonight. But I'm enjoying coaching this group. But to have 4 good years with this group means a lot, and it's just always fun to come back and see those faces and have those times and those memories together. And this city was, great to me and my family, so very thankful.
And then preparing for this game, watching LaMelo ball. Obviously, you had him here when he first got drafted, but what do you see in terms of his growth of his play and just how different he is now than what he is when he first had him as a rookie, first couple of years?
Well, he's grown. He's grown in a number of ways. We had him as a young guy, and we saw progress even in those 2 years for him to be Rookie of the Year, and then I think his second year All-Star level. And then we've been away for a couple years, but to see his growth as a competitor, he values both sides of the ball. I see him guarding right now, mature decision making, managing the game, something that we've always talked about even as a young Melo. But he's competing on both sides of the ball. That's the biggest thing I could say. He's bringing the same joy and fire, and I loved coaching him. He was a wonderful guy to coach, and he was a sponge. He was a leader for us, and just to see him grow into maturity, I'm very happy for him. So it'll be fun to watch him out there tonight.
Hello, JB.
Good to see you.
In terms of getting back to the lead chair, what kind of personal growth do you feel like you had to kind of approach and take head on in terms of getting back to that point? I know that the circumstances of which probably weren't necessarily what you wanted to have happen even once you could lose jobs, but what did it take for you to kind of get back into that frame of mind and get back to this?
Well, with the disappointment of losing the job, you have a couple choices. You either pout and mope about it and blame, or you go, how do I get better? And I think that's what I did over the last couple of years, and tried to look back, talk to my former staff, former players, self-reflect, and really evaluate where do I want to be on the next run? How do I get better from this, and not point fingers, and take the good and the bad. There's things that we did very well while we were here. Last time we were here, we won 43 games. 6th ranked offense. Guys were developing. We had an all-star in LaMelo. We had a young core that was growing, trending in the right way. I think we had a couple years where we were plus 10 wins 2-3 straight years. So looking at that and saying, okay, there was some good there. What did we do well? And make sure I store that and say, okay, now where can we have been better? And looking at that and evaluating it, so on the next time we're better, more prepared. And that's really what I've tried to do.
How are you the same, and how are you different as a head coach here in New Orleans as opposed to?
I'm enjoying it more. I think I would have never imagined being here as a young coach. To be here again in this seat, I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm not going to ride the wave, the highs and the lows, and allow the noise on the outside to affect me. I'm going to just coach this team, enjoy them, love them, grow them, and not be so hard on myself either. You know, not be so hard on myself. I think for 4 years I was pretty hard on myself. You know, every win and loss, living and dying with that, and it's not healthy for anybody. And I think I grew over my time here, the 4 years. I got better and better each year in that regard. But I'm thankful for this. I'm living this and coaching with a sense of gratitude every day, and I love coming to work.
Hi, Coach. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Zion starting his 26th consecutive game. I know he put in a ton of work before the season began to change his body and to come in healthier and stronger.
Yeah.
What have you seen from him to get to this point, 26 straight?
Yeah, very proud of him. You know, his maturity. Obviously, it starts in the off season, taking care of his body, having great pride there, working on his mind and his body. Number one, I've seen maturity, leadership. He's valuing every day that he walks in the gym. He wants to get better. He loves his teammates. He loves his city. And he just wants to turn this. You know, he wants to make it a winner. And I see that focus and that drive right now. Every morning he gets up, you know, works on his body and mind again. He's been very consistent this year. And he's just been a joy for me to coach and be around. You know, he makes me better every day. He pushes me to be better, and hopefully I'm doing the same thing. But I think this will be, after tonight's game, will be the most consecutive games he's played in his career. You know, there's something to that. So it says to me he values and he wants to be here and he loves it here and he loves his team.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks, everybody. Thank
you,
you.
JB.
Good to see everybody.
Yes, sir.